What is up, guys, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3 with me, Bowjinjin Plays. So, we are in the middle of an investigation, and, well, I shouldn't have to tell you what happened in the last episode, because, well, it was pretty, unpleasant, you know, as is usually the case in this game when people die. But, yeah, Angie Jumanji has unfortunately bitten the dust, and we are underway with our investigation to find out who did her in and for what reason, etc, etc, so that we may live to fight another day and not meet a grisly fate ourselves. But anyway, so I actually lied last episode. I mean, for anyone watching this, this will not really come with any consequence for you, but for me, like, I said that I wouldn't record, like, I would leave like it for a week before I recorded, but I actually had a change of heart, and I'm actually recording the next day, right? So, like, there's a lot to be done. Sorry for this rather lengthy intro, but yeah, so we're in the middle of this. I believe that the last thing we did was, yeah, we have to go and see the people who are doing the seance, right? I've actually, throughout the day, done some thinking, and I have a few kind of angles that I'm approaching this from, in terms of kind of thinking about who may have done it, you know, how they could have done it. But I think I will get past the investigation first before I reveal any of that, right? Because, to be honest, there's really still, you know, some kind of very kind of blatant gaps in our knowledge that really can't be solved until we kind of get through the entire investigation. Mainly, like, what role do these rooms play, and also, is there something that has to do with the geography of this floor, you know? So basically, like, so what we know so far, right, is that, like, Angie was killed in her research lab, which seemingly was locked when she died, right? Because to our knowledge so far, we do not know of any way for someone to basically kill Angie in her research lab and then leave said research lab whilst also locking it, right? So, like, it's a bit of a throwback to the first game, which also featured, like, a, you know, locked room mystery type of a case, and yeah, and, you know, that's what we know so far. But, like, you know, obviously someone did kill Angie and also left the scene of the crime. So, like, maybe if we think of the room as a room that can only be locked on the inside, then we're at a standstill. But, like, there's the potential that, you know, there was another way that the killer escaped, right? But anyway, let's proceed and not waste time and see what the hell is going on with these guys. So we have a thing set up in the middle of the room. If you remember from the last episode, this is the caged child seance that Kyo here is very excited to be doing. So let's see how this pans out. So, Kokichi tells me you wish to participate in the seance as well, Shuichi. You are most welcome to join us, is what I would like to say. However, only 5, including the spiritual medium, may join. Well, isn't that a bummer? Oh man, what a shame. Well, Keyboy, I guess you're out.
Why me? Why always me?
I agree with Kokichi. I was thinking this for a while. But you're not a human. Exactly, robots and seances don't mix. They're like toothpaste and orange juice.
Yeah, isn't that something like if you brush your teeth and orange juice tastes like really bitter? Not that I would know.
To be honest, I had the same thought.
Oh god, poor Kibo being singled out. Oh boy.
Your help was appreciated, Kibo.
So you guys are robophobic? No. Don't any of you feel guilty for kicking me out after forcing me to come?
That's why we're apologizing, jeez.
No one's apologized yet.
Fine, fine, our bad. Just don't get mad and start shooting electromagnetic waves at us.
Why would I do that? I'm not even capable of that.
Stop whining, Kibo. I want to start the seance as soon as possible.
Fine, but I won't forget this betrayal, Shuichi.
What does this have to do with me? I'm not the one who said anything. Exactly.
So now Shuichi has joined us. First, some warnings.
Okay.
Do not enter the magic circle that I've drawn on the floor. It is drawn with purifying salt, so it is easily disturbed when stepped upon. You drew this magic circle with salt? I always use salt for magic circles. It makes seances more likely to succeed. Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse. Okay, I'll be careful. I'm surprised you were able to draw this without even looking at the picture. I have the entire document memorized. Got it memorized. So this magic circle should be perfect. Of course, I also have the Caged Child song memorized. You must do the same.
Like right now?
I've copied the words to the song down here. Please commit it to memory. In terms of the melody, you can just make that up. Everyone else has already memorized it. After all, you'll be unable to read it in the dark.
I don't know, like, obviously this is the investigation, right? Like, and like it would be kind of a bit crazy to kind of throw something else in there, like, because that was another thought I had, is like maybe like something's gonna happen during the investigation, but like, you know, as crazy as Danganronpa writing tends to be, like, I don't think that's gonna be the case.
We have to memorize the lyrics now? You're a detective, aren't you? So I expect your memory to be up to the task. Here's the melody. I listened to Kyo sing the song and did my best to memorize the melody and lyrics. The last time I did music, any sort of music, was 4th grade with clarinet. God damn it. Alright, I think I've got it now. Your memory is extraordinary. You are indeed the ultimate detective. But I already know that from our rendezvous the other night. But I digress. Well then, let us begin the ritual right away. Yay, we're finally gonna get to see Angie. God, did I miss her. Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. Why? No reason, arbitrary. Then I will do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in. No, I'll do it. Because if you're the spirit medium, you won't be able to talk to Angie. Yeah? What are you talking about, you weird... I don't even know what you are. Fembot thing. You want to talk to Angie, right? Then I'll be the spirit medium. That way you can say goodbye to her. And after you're finished saying your goodbyes, keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Onegai desu. Tenko. Also, Himiko, let me say this one thing. Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So, if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. I think you've trained too much. You're probably right.
Man, stop giving me feels right now.
It seems like the two of them made up. That's good. For now. So now that we've decided on a spiritual medium, let us begin. Alright, Himiko, I'll see you later.
Oh god, I hope really nothing really does happen. Because this is kind of creepy. Creeping me out.
中央の円の中に入ってもらうけど、魔法陣を踏まないように 中央の円へとつながる通路を歩いてくれる？
足元が暗いので注意して移動しなければなりませんね。
Whoa. I just realized that she has such a cool voice in Japanese. It's like so not the voice that you would expect. You would expect something that I gave her, like, you know. Her voice, however, is like a glove. Fits perfectly. Sorry, I should be paying attention.
ちょっと体勢が苦しいかもしれないけど、終わるまで我慢して。決して途中で顔を上げたり、体勢を変えたりしてはいけないよ。
お茶の子です。天子は体の柔らかさは星5つレベルですからね。
Yeah, her voice totally doesn't fit her character. Not to say the voice actress isn't good, but you know. Anyway, that's a minor point. Moving along. Starting now, the rest of us must go to work. There are many things left to be done. First, we must place this iron cage atop Tenko. I shall leave that to Shuichi and Kokichi. And please keep in mind, walk carefully so as not to disturb the magic circle.
Okay, you can count on me. I may not look like it, but I'm actually super duper strong.
Sure you are, Cockitch.
This is weird.
Come on, man, at least put some effort into your lie. Jeez. Some ultimate supreme leader you are.
Ah, you'll be fine. Oh, don't say that, Kokichi.
で、次はこのカゴ白い布で覆うんでしょ。その役目は僕がやるよ。さて、これでよし。茶柱さん、大丈夫？
床しか見えない体勢なのでわかりませんが、おそらく大丈夫だと思います。
じゃあ次が最後だね。この上に犬神様の木像を乗せるんだけど、これは4人でやろうか。犬神様はかなりの重量だからね。
God, her skirt is so short.
これは1万キロはありそうだ。
Jailbaits, am I right?
せいぜい80キロくらいだと思うよ。それだ。
魔法を使えば楽に運べたんじゃが、高齢術で魔法はいかんしの。
そんなに重いものをカゴの上に乗せて大丈夫なんですか？
そもそも高齢術用の鉄カゴだからね。重さに耐えられるようにできているはずだよ。
ならいいですけど。
じゃあ僕らは魔法陣から出ようか。出る時も魔法陣を踏まないように気をつけてね。さて。
This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you.
わかりました。
Wakarimashita! I will not say a word until the seance is over. I got it. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance.
The rest of us shall move to the corners of the room. Please go to one of your choosing. My voice got really deep and sexy this episode. We each stood in a different corner.
そろそろ部屋を暗くしようか。ろうそくの位置が近いのは大間くんと。
This is so elaborate.
じゃあろうそくを消して戻ってきてくれるかな。壁沿いに歩けば暗くても問題ないよね。
I'm actually interested to see what's going to happen. Like, how the hell is this going to pan out?
夢野さんはそのまま動かないでいいよ。君のそばの床は隙間が空いてて危ないからね。
ああ、わかったぞ。
And we still don't know, like, what was the deal with those mono ghosts, right? Maybe they're gonna address that, maybe not.
その歌の後で僕が与永さんの霊に呼びかけるけど。
Sorry, hold on, let me just see that again. What's the Okay.
彼女が答えるまでは死後現金で頼む。
I'm like so nervous right now. It's as if like I'm doing the fucking ritual along with everyone. Isn't that a silly thought? But I guess it's the immersiveness of the game. So it's a good thing. Hold on. Sorry. Must pay attention. Blah, 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 blah. Supposed to light the candles, blah blah. Okay, cool.
これでろうそくに火をつけてくれるかな。
ほよ。じゃあろうそくの火を消すね。
Oh god, we're gonna be in the dark. I walked up to the closest candle and blew out the flame. The room instantly fell into complete darkness. Pitch black darkness. So dark I couldn't even see my own body. Overcoming my instinctual fear of the dark, I moved along the wall back to my corner, then began the singing. Kyo led us all in the caged child song. What? What? What happened? What was that bang about? We finished singing the song, but I thought I heard an odd sound in the middle of that. What was that?
No.
Is the caged child Angie Onaga? He began calling. Now if the medium answers...
No.
Is the caged child Angie Onaga? What's going on?
No.
Is the caged child Angie Onaga?
どうしたんじゃ?
What's wrong? Why would Angie answer?
待って。
Himiko, I was very clear that you were not to speak, yes. But something's weird. Why won't she answer?
と
Maybe it failed. Blech.
そうだな。
Let's light the candles briefly. What? Is that okay?
No.
Just for now. That was the first time I ever heard Kyo be like nervous about anything. Confused, I walked along the wall back to the candle. Oh god. I managed to strike a match and light the candle once again. Oh god, what the hell? Oh no. Oh my god. Is that what I saw? Is it? Oh god. Was I right? Oh, I don't want to have been right. Oh, okay, composure, Bo. Let's keep going.
Hey, what's going on? Did it really fail?
そんなはずは。
That shouldn't have been the case. The seance was perfect.
なんで?
Is Angie not coming? Is that still Tenko in there? Tenko?
そうだね
I told her that she mustn't speak until the spirit enters her. She follows orders well, but how about we let her out for now?
待って
Oh boy. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered right now.
Wait, dark arts such as this need to be started and completed the same way. Those who remove objects from the magic circle must be the same who brought them in. If not, the spirit may stay in the medium's body.
ち
Seeing as how this was a failure, I don't think any spirit is sticking around, but whatever.
Oh boy, like my stomach feels so like upset right now.
Just like setting up, Kyo instructed us how to clean everything up. We were careful to remove everything exactly in the order that Kyo directed.
じゃあ布を取るよ
Now I will remove the sheet.
Kyo pinched the fabric gently and pulled it aside. Oh.
もしや
Himiko, I told you not to step on.
I can't even get his voice right now. What the fuck? What the fuck?
But she wasn't listening. She jumped onto the cage and...
Are you serious?
Fueled by desperation, Himiko grabbed the cage, lifted it up and...
Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Oh. Oh god. Fuck. Was I right? I was right. Oh my god. What did I say? I said, I quote, "It feels weird, but I had a feeling that something was going to happen in the investigation." But Danganronpa wouldn't do that, right? Because an investigation is a time where you investigate the crime, right? You know, after it says investigation starts, usually in Danganronpa games, right, it's like you just figure shit out and you get truth bullets, right? There's no murders that happen in the middle of investigation time. Oh my god. Are you serious? I don't know whether to feel like vindicated, like megally vindicated, or like really like just like dumbfounded. But anyway, sorry. let me compose myself. Okay. Let's get through this. Who would have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Monofunny's green puke was predicting this tragedy. Oh, the puke color is normal now. I guess it was predicting this. It was predicting this.
Everyone, please assemble in the seance room.
I knew the fucking game was setting us up for something when like with that speech, that feel speech that Tenko gave right before she fucking died. The second body discovery announcement played. It didn't take long for everyone to come running. Tinko, seriously? What is this? How did this happen? Tenko, God is so sorry. God to know could protect you. Shuichi, explain the situation. I thought you were conducting the seance. What happened? I don't know. What's even happening? You know what though, guys? I'm getting that feeling. That this third trial is going to be a doozy of a fucking trial, right? It's going to be a fucking doozy of a trial. Whew, I'm kind of excited, like in a morbid way. But anyway. I'm surprised too. I never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. It defies Danganronpa writing tradition. But anyway, enough fourth wall breaking. I guess for now you should maybe start the investigation right away. Before that, I would like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be different. Maybe a different culprit from the one who killed Tenko. Yes. Huh? What happens in the event that there are two murders by two people? What if there are two black and this is actually a point that was addressed in the first game. Will we need to find them both at the class trial? Now that you mention it, that's a good point. What would happen in that scenario? Huh? What would happen? Monodam, what would happen?
What would happen?
Why do you look lost too, Monodam? I thought you were going to run things instead of Daddy.
I never expected something like this to happen. I don't really know what to do. Really, I don't know. Ah man, they're all disorganized. If you can't decide the class trial's objective, then we won't know what to investigate.
Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help.
Have you already forgotten? Dad's in no condition to help us. He's suffering from acute male pattern baldness. It's all our fault that Daddy ended up like that.
It's all your fault, Monophony.
Daddy, help! We don't know what to do on our own.
We gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal.
That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now.
That's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love.
You don't understand it because you've never been loved before, Monodam.
Daddy, I love you, so please go back to normal.
I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Oh boy, here we go. He's back.
Ah, you're making me blush.
What? What?
I'm back. Were you good while I was away?
Sorry, I was a bit stunned there. Did he just lick himself? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on right now? I wish I was in a more sober state. Right now. Oh god.
Man, that vacation was just what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax. Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. But I was able to do it. The secret is to just leave whether you get permission or not.
Wait, so then who's this Baldy then?
Oh, just a part-timer I got to cover me while I was gone. Here's your pay, like we agreed on. Now take it and get out of here.
What the fuck is going on?
I thought you were supposed to be relaxed.
Now that nuisance is out the way, what were you guys talking about again? Oh, that's right. What happens to your vote if there are two blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
First come, first served.
あのね
What is this about?
The blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target.
つまり
Whoa. This is a fucking interesting turn of events. This is fucking unprecedented. So in other words, we out the first killer, and then we have to live with someone we know killed Tenko. We have to live with a killer. I mean, that's a bummer for the killer, but like, holy fuck, that's I don't know how, like, I remember like them addressing this in the first game. I think it's the same thing, isn't it? I think it's the same thing, but like they just worded it differently in this game. Because in the first game, you know, again, spoilers, right? In the third trial, I believe, with Celeste being the killer, like they mentioned this, right? How there were two victims, right? So in the first game, there were two victims as well. So I guess this kind of parallels the first game in a way, right? But like, it just so happens. Well, in that game, Monokuma states that like only like the person, the overall mastermind of the crime is the one who is the blackened, right? But it just so happened that the person who killed one of the victims in that first game was then killed themselves, right, by the actual mastermind, right? But like now, there could be a potential scenario where like there are two killers. It's honestly, it's more likely to me that there are two killers, or rather that they're the same killer. That seems the more likely scenario for me right now. But there could be a potential scenario where like there are two killers, and that if we find the first killer in the trial, then like we're gonna have to live on with someone we know killed Tenko, and therefore there'll be a known killer in the group, and that would be a very interesting dynamic. And you know, considering that, right, it seems more likely actually now that I say that like that could be the case. But like, well, holy shit, man. This case is fucking, to be like, I'll be absolutely honest with you guys, right? Like, I had no idea, because like usually the third trial, the middle trials in like Danganronpa games are kind of just like, you know, we need to kill off some of these characters, and like we're gonna have some convoluted cases, but like they're not gonna be that central, right? They're not gonna be like really central, right? But like, I have to say that they fucking upped, like if what I'm saying is gonna turn out to be true, then they really upped their fucking game. Like Kodaka-san, like, you know, and the rest of the writers in this game, like, if there are any, of course, but, you know, really up their game for this. But anyway,
In other words, if the blackened who killed Angie is the same one who killed Tenko, then only Angie's killer will be considered the blackened. Basically, Tenko's killer wasted a kill, and Tenko herself is a waste of a victim.
というわけで
and those were in yellow apparently, so that's going to be important. So yeah, like maybe that scenario I just said is going to be the one that's going to be the case. Oh man, I'm already not regretting playing this game. Oh boy, they really upped their game this time around.
Oh, and I'll add this to the school regulations so you can review it later.
どうぞ
I also updated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder too. Why? If like this is a waste of a victim and a waste of a whatever, right, then it's not relevant, is it? Unless, well, I guess, you know, there is a point, because there is the possibility that it's the same person that killed them, and it could be related. So I wouldn't, okay, I take that back. It's not necessarily a waste of time, but probably isn't, most likely isn't a waste of time, but anyway. Boy, everything is going so smoothly now. The father's running things again. Leader's got to be able to take decisive action. Indecision is just the worst.
Daddy, you're glowing. You're glowing like a lamp.
Fuck.
幸せだな
Fucking shit. Hell, there's nothing better than being praised by my cute cubs. There's nothing better than spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I will never let any of you go. Bye-bye now.
He just left us behind while he was saying he'd never let us go. Is this what parenting is? Is this game touching on something that's highly controversial.
That's why he's so amazing. Please lick me some more, Daddy.
Oh god. Please don't take that line out of context. You don't know what perverted people are watching this. Or what perverted players are playing this on a Let's Play. Fucking shit. I thought I had him.
So to make sense of all that,
いいですか
if both murders are from different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer.
But we don't even know if there is a different culprit, do we?
そうだな
True, we should investigate Tenko's death as well, just in case.
Why are you fucking so calm?
興奮するように
Ah, finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited. Despite the fact I just peed my pants.
God, you fucking psycho. Where the fuck were you, Miyu? Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck were you for like the entire chapter?
周一
Apart from having your boobs on fucking Kibo over there. I'm so... I don't even know what to feel right now. But I will soldier on. For you Kaiser's sake. And for my sake in the long run.
Shuichi, this is bad.
You don't have to tell me that. I already know that.
This is unquestioning bad.
Sorry. I'm too flustered right now. Deep breaths, bro.
This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tenko was killed.
God, I can't even do an Australian accent right now.
Everyone's upset and confused, and I'm in no shape to help right now.
でもよ
So this is where you need to step up.
いいか
Listen, Shuichi. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so. Easy for you to say, Space Cadet Man. Or should I say Kamina? Alright, then let's check the Monokuma file first.
The victim is Tenko Chibashira. Oh boy. I was starting to like her as well. Arrgh! The body was found in the middle of the empty room on the 4th floor. Time of death is approximately... yeah. The only visible injury is a stab wound on the back of the neck. A stab wound on her neck. The same as Angie's cause of death. Sorry. Focus, bro, focus. Don't get flustered. Oh.
It doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse.
Curse? Oh boy, not right now, Kaito. God, not again. Curse? Fucking I pissed my pants out. This game is so fucking crazy. Oh my god.
何が呪いだ
桃田君落ち着いて
呪いだけ待ってたまるかよふざけんな
Well,
てるのはあんたの方でしょ
that pretty much confirms our ship.
殺されたいの
I mean, what else can we say about this? It confirms our fucking ship. A dull sound reverberated through the room. Oh boy.
大丈夫
That escalated fucking quickly. Kaido, are you okay?
悪い
How does it feel to get punched in the mouth, sucker? You did to me in the first chapter. Sorry.
My bad, Shuichi. I'm starting to feel bad, but for a different reason. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll.
What the fuck is happening? Kaido left the room still a bit wobbly.
あの
Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence.
そうだよ
True, we haven't time to mourn Tenko's death as our lives are at risk. You know, no biggie. She was a good friend of yours. You know, you don't have to be that, crestfallen about it.
That's true, but Angie and then Tenko.
Why did I read that so weird? Oh boy, why did I decide to record this today? Oh boy.
And to think earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
悔しいよ
It's all God's fault. God to fail to protect friends again.
Yeah, I'm a mage.
Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone's panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder. Shikari shinakya. Because I'm a detective. The ultimate detective, no less. Oh boy. It's too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to. Got to bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay? No, that won't be necessary. Oh, we have another one of Kibo's functions. And it's probably one of Miyu's attachments, wink wink.
Yeah, that's not that's not necessary at all.
Huh? Why?
Show him, Kibo. Show him our new power. Your new power.
New power. Oops, sorry.
Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something. But it's bright now, so we should hurry and investigate. Yeah, you're right.
Why is that a fucking truth bullet? What the hell is going on in this chapter? Left to right, I guess.
I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this? I'm sorry, Tenko.
Cry later.
Huh?
Crying won't bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too. I need to find the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
You're right. Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize.
Can we inspect this thing? It's the wooden dog statue, blah blah. Okay, from now on I'm not gonna read the blue text because it's just taking too long. Well, I'll skim it basically. So during the seance, this wooden statue was on top. The force, yeah. So it took the four of us to remove it. This wooden statue is pretty heavy. Kyo said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls, Mr. V Club member? No! Have you even touched a woman besides your mother? Oh! Shut up. Your jokes are fucking savage, Maki. If this heavy thing was top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily. Sorry, I'm just processing for a second. Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. When is Maki ever fucking joking? That's just her, like, deflection strategy. Okay, left to right. White cloth. It's the white sheet we used for the seance. Yeah, I'll just read it, but I'll read it quicker. This was placed on top of the cage. Kyo is when he removed it. This cloth is pretty thick. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back, look, there's a blood stain on it, right around the middle of the sheet. But no hole in the fabric, which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth. She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. It's the magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was. It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable. Sorry. Was this drawn with salt? Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt. Are you feeling alright? Are you feeling a little salty? You sound ridiculous. Ridiculous. I have performed many successful seances, I'll have you know. Why, I've even had spirits enter my bum.
Shut up, I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki really doesn't beat about around the bush. It's kind of refreshing actually. In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle. We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Caged Dog Village document. Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. I'm still reeling from like the blow she dealt me earlier. Fucking she punched Kaito in the mouth. She like fucking like made that like really savage comment about me, about Shuichi being the V Club. And then now she like tore like fucking poor Kyo down a peg. Who else is she gonna harm? If you told me that she was the killer, I'd believe you right now. Fine cage. What I want to know is like, did the sword just penetrate the back of the throat, or like did it, in both Angie and Tenko's case, did it go all the way through their neck? I think that's like an important detail, right? This is the cage used in the seance. It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage. Big enough for a person to fit inside, right? I mean, duh. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with a cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Hibiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. Hey, look at this. A blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah? Yeah, I imagine so. The spatter must have been when she was killed. Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage. I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead. If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, that would explain this blood stain, right? Would it? How would that be the case? Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted? That is a possibility. Bit of a far-fetched one, in my opinion. But far-fetched is the middle name of Danganronpa. Or should I say Dangan Far-Fetched Rompa? Well, look at that. That's crazy. Tenko's body. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound onto her neck. This wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Oh, wait. Maybe it punctured her larynx?
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
What if she was killed like way earlier? No, but there was a sound. That's like the most likely signal of like when she was killed, right? Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. What do you mean? You were concerned about that, right? With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. You're speaking from experience, I presume. Of course, quick deaths are my speciality. That was actually spelt in a British way. Good one, old bean. Well then, that makes sense. The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. Yep. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. She's like bleeding from her face as well, what the fuck? Can we get specifics, like, were they stabbed like all through the neck? Did it penetrate through the front of the neck? Because wouldn't that explain it? Like, if you split someone's larynx in half with a sword, or something similar, then like, would they be able to scream? Because like, their fucking mouth would be like overflowing with blood, right? And the gaping hole in the neck. Oh god, this is fucking graphic, man. What's floorboard? There's the possibility that there's something underneath the floorboard. You know, which is actually like a throwback to the second game. But anyway. This floorboard is loose. It is the one right under Tenko. Why is this floorboard loose? It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance. Why would it come loose during the seance? A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose. Okay, that's pretty much it, right? There's a rock. There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be... Please rest your forehead upon the stone marker I've placed here. It's a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work? Certainly, it is merely needed as a marker for a forehead to rest upon.
Like this?
Tenko had her forehead on this rock hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. Anyway. Himiko, you have anything to say about this?
Yeah. Himiko, hey Himiko, be strong, Himiko. Gonta, if you shake Himiko that much, she's gonna break. But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here. That's wrong.
Literally that little thing on the side is just like a fucking... is that like... does that... I don't know. Is it just there for like aesthetic, like, you know, just fucking around? Anyway.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Himiko.
I apologize for my voice acting quality this episode. Like, I'm just... You know... Yeah, I'm just not... I don't know what it is. I'm just self-conscious this episode, I suppose, but anyway.
First Angie, then Tenko. Gonta's so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends?
Yeah, Gonta, why you no protect friends?
Leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
Okay. What's with all the fucking extreme reactions from Kyo? It's like so random.
Why? Why did this? Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking. Of course, I am shocked about that as well, but why did the seance fail? We performed all of the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned by that than the murder. Oh, if we perform the caged child again and summon Tenko's spirit... Oh god, shut up. Cut the crap, just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance? True, it may be best to move past what happened, to know why the seance failed. Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. And after that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed a wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles. Finally, we all sang the caged child song. The seance should have been complete, but... now that you mentioned, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. It's like a thunk, right? Yeah. Exactly a thunk. Was the onomatopoeia used there. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have been tripped, perhaps. What, that loud of a sound? Yeah. That was pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something. I'm starting to think that might be the case too. And then what happened? We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all 4 of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took the white cloth, and then Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it, his voice is starting to morph. Oh boy. Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance. But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes. Then when was she killed? Yeah, that is a problem. There is yet another problem. And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out. Maybe someone moved from their corner? Did someone else sneak in here? Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. Huh. Maki never was one to pull the punches. That statement, though. Sounds very reasonable to me.
This investigation, oh God, is over and shut, and it's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. Trust me, it was very wet and sloppy. Now then, confused, the killer is obvious. One of you stupid assholes.
A+ to all of the localizers, man. Fucking A+. best localizing their thing.
One of you stupid assholes who signed up to do this bullshit.
Does no one fucking have like any reaction to dead bodies in this fucking game? Oh boy. Maybe they're gonna fucking explain that, like, you know, in true Danganronpa fashion, like any weird thing that you think might just be an oversight is always fucking explained. It's like, oh yeah, no, you thought it was just a random thing, did you? Well, it was completely deliberate and completely intentional. You know, it's fucking Kodaka-san after all.
No, not necessarily.
Huh? Seriously? The seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her. How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her?
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
I mean, Shuichi, like, are you or are you not the ultimate detective? I don't know, like, I mean, he's arguing technicalities, like, I don't fucking know. Oh boy. And the worst thing, he's probably fucking onto something, right? Because he's the fucking protagonist. Anyway.
There's no other possibility, shit for brain. Possibility. God, you don't even know that? Coming from someone who can't even spell.
It is true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you.
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
I'm gonna miss doing a voice. It's like the most difficult voice ever to do, boy.
Tenko answered Kiyo, so at that point she was most certainly alive. But when the candles were relit, she had already been killed.
I wonder what had transpired in between the time that we had done that and when we relit the candles. It couldn't have been the seance that we were doing. I'm the ultimate detective.
That means she was killed in the dark, I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out?
You know, okay, you're onto something here, but like, you know... Oh boy, anyway.
That may be an important point of this case.
Cockitch, you have anything useful to say? I'm very, very skeptical, but please humor me. No, you don't. The candles.
Candles hung on the walls. They're the only source of light in the room. There are no windows in this room, so without the candles it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness?
Questions. And not an answer in sight. Candles. Maybe there's something here that we haven't investigated yet. Oh, okay. I know it was drawn in the Caged Dog Village document in the Ultimate Anthropologist lab. Can I go there then? What else do I need to... Oh, this thing. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. It doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still. A hole. Looks like there's space under here too. Oh, hold on. You don't have much experience with holes, do you, Shuichi? Let me handle this one. The only hole you've probably seen is your mom's. I can see something below. It looks like something dropped down here. There. Oh, what do we have here? What? Something dropped down there? Was something dropped from here? What is it? After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves? Right, let's do it. It seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for light? Well, let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, that should be fine. Then I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down. Okay, got it. Oh, I'm getting excited about this. I pulled off some of the floorboards near the... God, I can't do American accents at 1:30 in the morning. Near the hole, it took the candle from Maki. Then we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. What do we have here? Oh. Is this fucking Danganronpa 2 right now? Oh man. This is a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours. Let's look around for clues. It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place. And I swear, if you so much as look up my skirt, you're fucking dead, okay? Okay, that's the candle. There's a hole here. Some of the wood is corroded and is broken off so you can see into the next room. Where does this lead, I wonder? Whoops, sorry. This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part is rotted away. It looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here. If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway. I like the way you think, Maki. True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it would have been pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in there. Then they could have used the light like we're doing right now. True. Forget what I just said. They used the light to move around under the floor? Is that possible? Maybe not the light you're thinking about. Whoa. This. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it. The blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon. This came from my research lab. It did? A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too. If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. That blade is about 6 inches. Unlike my penis. Oh god, Bo. Stay focused, please. This is not the time to make a joke. And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps of the cage, but could it reach her neck? The cage is 3 feet high. If you were able to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. Then her posture is the question. Hey, if the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right? Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. Blood is dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. Dry blood. There's a blood stain on the ground underneath a loose floorboard. But that's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down, and it's dry. It's under the same floorboard, but just at different ends. Why is the blood here?
ね
Hey, the back of the floorboard has blood on it too. You're right, there's a little bit of floorboard under the underside of this floorboard. What the fuck did I just read? Did Tenko's blood spatter here when she got killed?
そうだな
I wonder. I can't really be sure yet. But these bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason why these particular stains are dry. Because they're old, obviously. Huh. Look, part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off. That fucking word is hard to pronounce. It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width too. And from what I can see of it,
そうだな
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is why? Another cross piece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing. So it might, yeah.
だったら
So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all of this, then why? I think we're finished investigating here.
いいかな
Whoa, that's a weird costume. Maki, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. After Maki and I crawled from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation. We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise? What do you mean?
だって
Yep, this is getting to what I was thinking. If Angie and Tenko had different killers, then the black and we need to vote for is the culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said. Freudian slip. So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be... I mean, sure, the game was like, you know what, who gives a shit, right? It's important that you should investigate the shit, but whatever. I'm becoming like Shuichi more and more, like, by like fucking just like arguing the toss about like finer points. I get gassy when I'm frustrated. But this is bigger than a killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way. But if you're planning on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. Because my ability to read is slowly diminishing. Oh god. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Oh, please. What now? What? Okay. Alright. Ichikok, you know what? Even though you are a complete idiot and a fucking asshole and a stupid character that only exists to sow chaos to like for the other characters, that was pretty funny. I'll give you that. That was pretty fucking funny. The way it zoomed in and like he was like "Uso da yo." Oh my god. They really upped their game in this game. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, but composure.
Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror? What are you doing, you fucking psychopath? Oh boy. Oh, sorry. I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yep, this is real blood. Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard. You stepped through the floorboard? Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard. If you're gonna lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything. Oh, sorry, my bad. You know, I'm just in great pain. That's, you know, fucking, it's no big deal. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kinda stepped through. What bad luck. I guess you couldn't call me... I guess you can call me the ultimate unlucky student. That was pretty shitty in comparison to like my practical joke, right? The crosspiece was gone. Does that mean? Is that the end of it? Oh boy. I don't know whether to feel like relieved or terrified right now. Confidence, dreams, that's what the Killing game is all about. Killing game fast, hold your head high. No, I don't think compared to the Killing game. The Killing game just can't be beat. Beyond students, the entrance is stronger. I fucking love Monokuma's new voice actress. She's like fucking amazing. I guess time's up. Oh man, it's because of you guys. I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check? I wanted to research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in this document. He drew his magic circle the exact same way as in this picture. Not only that, he used the exact same tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. Just about... Are you okay, dude? Are you like hypo-anemic right now? At the class trial, so see you there. Kokichi left the blood loss, clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi. Bloody fucking Kokichi, am I right? I suppose we have to go too. Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? I see, so even she gets nervous sometimes. The more important question is why am I not nervous? What are you staring at? Kurosaretai no? Yo, no. We have to walk there on foot? Are you serious? Why can't you just fucking teleport us there? I mean, like, we can't do anything else. Shrine entrance. Nope, that's not the right place. Oh boy, this is like the fucking craziest trial. Oh man, I was gonna do like the trial, the investigation, finish the investigation and the trial in the same setting, but you know what guys, like I left the shit a bit too late. As I said, it's like the early hours of the morning, so I'm gonna do the class trial. Obviously this is not gonna affect you guys, anyone watching this, but like I will, for me, it just means like I'm gonna be a lot sharper tomorrow, right? I should have started recording earlier, but you know, anyway. So yeah, let's get to where we need to get to first. Oh boy, this is like the fucking craziest trial. Kokichi almost got us good there, man. It would appear we all have gathered but it seems there are less and less of us.
Less friends mean it much harder to solve mystery.
大丈夫
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Ganta.
Yeah, going to do his best to help.
I want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaido level, idiot level. Hey, what's that supposed to mean, you fucking cunt? Smarmy cunt. More importantly, are you okay, Kaido? Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Mackie Rolls sure does pack a punch.
知らない
It's your fault, dummy.
You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so
という
far.
わけで
I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time, so I don't have to use mine.
よーし
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
よくないな
It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable. Kyo, shut your mouth. You're right, but shut your mouth. No, you're not right. It just makes her more... I don't know, man. Whatever. Oh, boy.
Hatua, please lend us your power.
ですが
Whoa.
Kibo's running out of juice. It might be difficult for us to rely on Atua. Consider what has happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all.
あのさ
She shouldn't have relied on Atsuo in the first place. But seriously, isn't it it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atsuo.
僕だって
So what? Robots can't believe in God.
そうです
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble.
How long are you gonna say that for? Atsuo and Ghost don't matter right now. Yeah, the trial this time is gonna be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap. His trap?
そうだな
He probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from
も
investigating.
ういいよ
No, he didn't.
Yeah, there's no way.
なあ
Shuichi, say something. What should I say? Well, let's see what these losers have to say. Why did the seance
そうじゃ
fail?
ないよそうじゃないよそれはどうかなそれはどうかなそれはどうかな
I never did figure out why. I see he's still more interested in that than the trial. Or the case. As the case may be. Oh, pun intended. This trial is... Okay. Well, you know... Yeah, man. We lost our team, our MVP of this match, for sure.
I respected Angie and Tinko so much since the moment we met.
うせ
Shut up. Nothing's gonna be solved by crying about it.
もういいよ
Besides, that was a lie, wasn't it?
嘘だよ
Yep. You guys have me figured out already, so there's no point in me keeping up the act. How did you wipe your blood away so quickly? Kokichi never changes, no matter what situation he's in. What about you, Busty Sinclair?
Try using your brain so I don't have to. My golden brain cells are a gift to the entire world.
待ってください
My penis is tingling. My robe penis.
It's true, though I do not know if it can be attributed to God per se.
I can hear an inner voice guiding me when I don't know what to do.
Inner voice in yellow.
I can't explain why, but I believe that voice will lead me to hope as long as I listen to it.
土下座しろ
Shut up. Why the fuck is a robot talking about God anyway? It's unseemly. Out of all of the adjectives I could have used, I chose that one.
バ
Yep.
カだな
That inner voice is probably just a radio or something, like in taxis and stuff.
笑いませんよ
You know? Should I call you Bumblebee from now on?
It was unwise for me to confide in you all. Bunch of robophobes. Dirty robophobes. Going to do his best to help.
Okay.
Yeah. My anus is such a pain. So in the end, the culprit really was... No, it's nothing. We can talk about it once the trial starts.
Hatu and Ghost don't matter right now. The culprit is among us. And with that, we can begin our descent into madness.
Nope, this is not Sparta. This is madness. As evidenced by this scene. And how the water just flows weirdly on the steps like that. As usual, we walk toward the elevator in silence. Seriously, no sidekick talk or anything? God damn. Alright. We descended. 9 people. Perhaps because there are fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster, and so we fell faster and faster downward into the black. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it?
Or is it what?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there are even less participants now.
Don't say they look depressed. You'll make mine attempt sad.
You fucking shit. Boo. As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth, let's hurry up and get this started. At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you will enjoy it to your heart's content. The third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try and prevent the killing game. She was also highly delusional. And then, Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? Oh, no people from that screen. 2 different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial.
Hell yeah, I want to save.
Oh boy. Okay guys, we're at the class trial. I will... let me see. Should I kind of have a bit of a talk about what I think so far? Perhaps I could. Or perhaps it might be better actually to talk about it next time. So I think I will do that. I'll have hopefully some time to sort my thoughts out. But yeah. I have like a pretty clear idea. Not clear, I shouldn't say that. I'm just pulling words out of my ass right now because I'm so tired, but like... there is one person that kind of peaks in terms of suspicion for me. But like in true Danganronpa fashion, like it's usually something that is pointing towards like a red herring, right? When something seems really obvious, usually it means that like that person is not the killer, right? But yeah, I will say one thing, which is that like there is kind of a logic as to like kind of like how Danganronpa usually structures the kind of suspect pecking order, if you will, right? There's usually multiple suspects in each trial, right? There's usually like something like 4, you know, sometimes there's 5, I guess. Sometimes there's more than 4, but like 4 tends to be like a good number. There's the person being accused, right? And funnily enough, in this trial, in this particular chapter, there's no one who's obviously that, right? In the previous 2 trials, there was always someone, or rather in the last trial, you know, because honestly I can't really remember the details right now for the first trial, but like in the second trial there was like a very obvious culprit, like initially that everyone was ganging up on. Was it Himiko? Yeah, I can't remember. Something like, yeah, it could have been Himiko. Like, I can't remember honestly right now. But like, there's someone that everyone is like, or everyone is dead set that, like, you know, they're the one who did it, right? They're the most suspicious. So there's like the one that, like, the player themselves is like, is it really them? Because it's way too obvious, and like the game even like pushes for the player to think, no, it's not them. You know, it's like one of those things where like everyone's like accusing them, but it's kind of obvious to the player because the game suggests that person is not the killer. So that's number one, right? The obvious not killer, right? And then there's someone that like is more obvious, right? That the player, the characters do not know, obviously, because they're busy suspecting the first person, but like the player heavily suspects, right? So if the player, assuming that the player is like kind of like thinking it through, because honestly, you know, I'm not one to judge, right? Some people play these kinds of games just to like kind of find out along the way. They're not really trying to think, they're just trying to feel like, you know, get involved with the craziness and shit and find out what happens and just play like a real visual novel. But like, I don't know why I say that, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. But like, there's one that like for the people who are thinking as they're playing the game is like someone that people that you would immediately suspect, right? You're like, well, everything seems to be pointing towards this person, so like this would be my preliminary subject. So like the first rung, the first suspect is like the characters in the game's primary suspect. The second, and the character's prime suspect and the player's like kind of red herring, like obvious red herring. The second suspect is the player's primary suspect and the suspect that the characters eventually get to after they finish suspecting the first suspect, right? And then there is the third suspect, right? And this is like someone that the seasoned Danganronpa player is kind of like has been conditioned to kind of go to, right? So like the seasoned Danganronpa player, right, will kind of go towards, I say seasoned, the real seasoned Danganronpa player will go to a fourth suspect actually, right? But like, let's say like someone who's experienced in like murder mysteries and thinks like, you know, like in a cynical way that's kind of requisite, that's kind of necessary for like, you know, murder mystery type of things, right? Like, you know, basically like if you're the kind of person who is like, well, like the second one must also be a red herring, right? Otherwise it would be too simple of like something of a crime to solve, right? You know. So like the third suspect is the suspect behind the very obvious prime suspect for the player, and is like the mastermind that kind of puts you a bit deeper. Like, you know, if you think the murder through and you put things together, then the third person is the one that fits that more, right? The second suspect is the one that fits all of the surface details, but like in terms of surface details, in terms of like, you know, like the murder weapon and like certain like preliminary like conditions like the time of killing and like alibis and stuff like that. The third suspect is the one that like has all of these weird Danganronpa details, like this blood-stained cloth or this dried blood underneath the floorboards that we saw, right? And all of these other weird, like seemingly unrelated elements, like tie them together. And so like the third suspect usually like accompanies some kind of like theory, right? So obviously, you know, of course, like there are theories like kind of like going towards like the first and the second suspects, but it gets increasingly more convoluted and complex as we go along this order of suspects, right? And then the fourth suspect is really for the seasoned Danganronpa players, right? Because Danganronpa is a game that really loves to push you to the very edge of your own kind of like deductive reasoning and like your own imagination in terms of how each case and murder is played out. And then at that point where you've pushed your own imagination and your own deductive reasoning to the limit, it fucking pulls the rug from underneath you, right? So like, it doesn't always happen that way, but like it's just what I came up with as like a rough kind of template for like how Danganronpa suspect pecking orders are kind of like it's the template that is used like throughout all of these games, right? So like there's a primary suspect that is obvious to the characters, but it's an obvious red herring for the player. There is the second suspect, which is the one that the player primarily suspects, and that the characters will eventually get to once they discover that and of course you will see this in the trials, right? This is the order in which like the suspects kind of are sifted through, right? So like the players eventually get to the second suspect. The third suspect is the one for the thinking person who may not be used to Danganronpa games, as like the person who is a bit more like less obvious as a suspect, right? Very like much less obvious than the second suspect. However, like when you kind of take into account all of like the weird details that are seemingly unrelated, like weird truth bullets and evidence that isn't seemingly related to like the murder, like directly, and you start to formulate a theory that's a bit more convoluted, right? Then things start to kind of point more towards the third suspect. And then there's the fourth suspect, which is the suspect that like usually the true suspect, right? So the fourth suspect is the true suspect. So we go character primary suspect, player primary suspect. What would I call the third one? Let's say seeming true suspect, and the fourth is the actual true suspect, right? Or the actual murderer, right? That is like after the game fucking pulls the rug from underneath you after suspecting the third one, right? It puts you with like the fourth one, which is one you should least suspect, right? And you know, they might try something weird, right, as they have in previous games, like with different situations. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it too deep this episode. I just wanted to share that template with you. But in the next episode, I'll go more in depth in terms of what I think. And I'll, you know, I mentioned earlier that like there's a second or third level suspect for me in one particular character. But again, like I'll talk more in depth about my thoughts on this before we go into the actual trial, in the actual trial episode, which will be the next episode. So cool, guys, thank you very much for checking me out. Sorry about this episode, like kind of out of sorts, I suppose. You know, it was okay, but like but yeah, tomorrow I'll get back to this in real life, IRL, right, so that I'm more fresh. But yeah, thank you for watching this. I hope you're excited. I'm really excited. This chapter's been fucking crazy. So much shit has happened in this chapter. You know, like, you know, beyond even like, you know, the shit that we're seeing right now, you know, like relationships being built and shit. Holy fuck, man. Danganronpa, seriously, hats off to you. But anyway, so cool. Thank you for watching this, guys, and I will catch you in the next trial episode where we will tackle the entirety of the third trial. I know I'm a bit crazy for doing this, but I'm going to try and do the entire trial like I have in the first and second trials. So look forward to that, and be sure to check it out because it's going to be a doozy, I'm sure, right? It's so cool. Until then, take care, guys, and I will see you then. Make sure you don't miss it. Peace out.